Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I'm going to take a bunch of photos which I took with my Sony A6700 on a recent trip to the seaside town of Weston-super-Mare in North Somerset, England. I'm going to show you how I take those images, import them into my favorite editing software, photo editing software right now, which is Capture One, and I'm going to show you how I transform those images from just regular straight out of the camera images into beautiful black and white photos. So let's dive right in. Alright, so I have copied the photos from my camera into my hard drive, and now I'm going to import them into Capture One. So I've opened Capture One and I'm bringing the photos in, just about 38 photos. So let's import them. Let's go straight into editing. So I'm just going to edit maybe 4 or 5 photos. And so the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to first of all pick the ones I think I want to edit. So this is one of them. I'm going to use a rating system to select. So I'll just click on number 5, which will show that it's going to be rated as a 5-star image, and it will be easier to filter out those 5-star images later and select them for editing. So this is the first image, and I think I really like it because it's just quite a nice image. Then I like this one. This is not bad because the bird is also quite sharp. But let's see, let's look for something else. Maybe this. Again, I could pick this. Pick this one because there's more of the foreground. I'll pick this just to see what I can do with it. I'll pick this. I'll pick this. One of these will work. Let's pick this. And then this. And this. So I've picked. Let's go to the filters. Look at the rating. 10 images. So these 10 images. So now, typically what I do when I'm in Capture One of the things I like to do when I'm editing photos is I like to, what I call, balance the image. So what I mean by balancing, there's a quick way to say that is, I want the lines to be straight. I don't like to see tilted lines unless I'm zooming in on something and shooting it close, and therefore the orientation to the environment doesn't really matter because you're focused in. But when you're shooting landscapes, architecture, and all of that, you want your lines to be straight. So if you look at this image, the horizon is not balanced, it's not straight. Now there's a quick fix in Capture One, which is to come to the rotation and flip, which is here, and you can do an auto rotation and flip. So when I click auto, you see that it straightens up, which is fine. As far as I'm concerned, the auto works perfectly fine. And so I'm going to run through all the images and straighten them. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Now, like I said, this one is a close-up and there's really not much, but maybe if there's anything I'm going to do just here is the crop. So I want to put the bird in a very interesting area, maybe not dead center, but a little. I could put it in the zoom rule of thirds. Let's try this for now. Yeah, that looks fine. I think I'm going to also straighten this image. Let's see what happens. Straight. But if you notice, there's a curvature to the horizon. So the way to adjust that is to adjust the keystone. What I usually do is I come to the keystone and I'm also going to click on auto. So what it has tried to do is to straighten the lines, the perpendicular lines here, which I think works. This is another image that I think I need to straighten. So usually when I'm straightening, I can use either the rotation and flip or keystone. Let's try the keystone first and see what happens. So sometimes keystone doesn't work because it distorts the image. So typically I won't do that. So let's go back to what it was before. And I'm going to go to rotation and flip. Yes, and this is pretty much okay. Sometimes I'm not sure I can do it manually, and I think I prefer in this case to do it a little manually. So this looks fine to me. This one too, if you notice, this line is tilted, it's not perpendicular, and the same with this wall. Now this is a job for the keystone. Let's first of all do the rotation and flip, auto adjustment of the rotation and flip. It corrects it quite well, but if you notice, this line is still a bit tilted. So this is where you come to keystone and makes everything very perpendicular. This is at a 90-degree angle to this. The line on this wall is a 90-degree angle to this. Everything is 90 degrees to each other, which is perpendicular, which sounds or looks good to me. Same thing here. But one thing I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to crop it. So let's do a 5x7 crop. Let's do a 5x7 crop. Okay, this looks fine to me. Adjust it a little bit. Yeah. This is another beautiful image, which I think is going to be a job for keystone because it requires some distortion. The lines are really slanting. And so click on auto. Yes, that straightens it beautifully. I like this. And then same thing here is a job for keystone. Straightens it. Same thing here, keystone. Well, sometimes it doesn't work because in its own estimation, the image is already properly balanced. And to be honest, it does look balanced, but I want to balance the crop even further. I feel like I want the distance between the wall and the edge of the frame to be the same on this side. So this is a job for cropping. So I'll bring my crop tool here and adjust like so. All right. So this is pretty much going to balance out the image. There you go. And then the last image is this one, which looks pretty balanced to me. But I just use the keystone. Now let's go back to the first image and we're going to convert this to black and white. I love this image. Now there are various ways to convert this to black and white. You could come to the adjust tab here and look at the colors, the color editor, right? And all you basically need to do is just reduce the saturation. But then Capture One also has this black and white tab or sub tab. So all you just need to do is click enable black and white. Now what this does is that when you enable black and white, you can still adjust the colors, because don't forget that even though the image is now black and white, it's still made up of colors. You just removed the saturation. So the difference is that if you just remove the saturation like this, you cannot do much about the red, yellow, green within those blacks, right? Within the black and white. And I want to be able to control which aspects of the image I want to be extremely dark, you know, the tonality, the tonal range of the blacks and the whites, right, and the midtones. So to give you that greater control, rather than just reduce the saturation, you can come to here and enable black and white. So this way you can adjust certain things. So look at what happens when I adjust either the reds or yellows. You can see that there's some changes going on. The trick is to know what colors you're looking at. So I assume that here there'll be lots of reds and yellows. So if I come here, adjust the yellows, you can see the image changes. So let's work with that. Another thing I do is, you know, look at the dehaze. So this actually brings out a lot of contrast. Another thing I'm going to do is add a vignette. And then I'll come back here to the high dynamic range tab and the exposure tab and reduce highlights to make the clouds really dramatic. Reduce the highlights. Let me increase the clarity a little bit. Yeah, this looks good to me. Let's move to the next image. Same thing here, enable black and white. Let's reduce the highlights so that you can see exactly what's happening with the clouds. Add a vignette. I like this. See what happens when I increase the dehaze amount. So this is much more dramatic. I want to add some white. I want the clouds, the white in the clouds to really pop. So I'm adding that. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's go to the next image. Enable black and white. reduce the highlights so we can add more drama to the skies. Let's work with the dehaze option. One trick about editing is slight light tweaks and changes help you to see exactly what the changes you want to make. Don't make anything too dramatic so it doesn't look fake. I'm going to add a vignette here. I think this is fine. Let's go to the next image. Enable black and white. Reduce the highlights. Increase the dehaze. Add a vignette, a slight vignette. This is really nice. Same thing here. Enable black and white. I'm going to reduce the highlights. I'm going to increase the dehaze slider and also the clarity and the structure. I'm going to add a vignette around this image. Yeah, this looks good. What if I increase it? I think it's better if I make it a little bit more dramatic so the image in the center really pops. Next image here, I think I want to adjust the crop, not too crazy the crop. Put that right in the center. Yeah, enable black and white. Okay, reduce the highlights so we see more of the clouds, more detail in the clouds. Increase the dehaze a little bit so that there's more contrast and clarity. And then add a vignette so that the image pops. Beautiful. Increase the whites a little bit. Good. I like this. And then here, enable black and white. So here, you know, we can see different colors here, the yellows, the reds, and there's more colors. So like what I was trying to tell you before, you can really tweak the appearance and change the appearance because there are more colors in it. So I don't want to do too much of that because I'm not too sure right now which color I want to make black. But you see what I mean by the red, like the reds are black now, totally black. I've reduced the luminosity of those colors. So I'm more interested in the skies. I want to reduce the highlights so you can see more of the cloud. I want more contrast overall, so I'm going to increase the dehaze and clarity. Then I'm going to add a vignette. Yeah, just so that building pops a little bit. Let's go to the next image. Here, same thing, enable black and white. I'm going to brighten the image a little bit because it does look a bit dark. I want to brighten it before I reduce the highlights in the skies. So just a little brightness, then I reduce the highlights so the clouds pop. I come to the dehaze, increase it so that's overall increase in contrast, clarity as well. And then I come and add a vignette around it. Increase the whites a little bit. Say before and after. Okay, and then here, this is going to be interesting. I like this image. It attracted me because of the colors there, but let's turn it to black and white. So there you go. Let's increase the dehaze amount. Oh, this is nice. I like it. Let's add a vignette. Not too heavy. Reduce the highlight so you can see more of the sky, the drama that's happening in the sky, and then raise the white a little bit. Add a little more contrast here. Looks fine to me. Add more vignettes. Okay, and then lastly, enable black and white. Reduce the highlights so you can see more drama in the clouds, in the skies. Increase the dehaze and the clarity so that it's just more gritty, more real, more sharp and clear. And add a vignette. Increase the brightness of the image a little bit and the contrast. And I think this looks good. If I really want to make this pop, right, I can add a radial gradient mask because I really want this boy, this artwork on the wall to really pop. So I've added a radial filter and I'm going to darken the rest of the image, keeping that popping. This looks good. Yeah. So this is before and after. So let's just do a before and after of all the images. Tell me what you think in the comments. Black and white is really amazing. Just adds a lot of drama to images. It helps to relieve. You can really use black and white to draw focus or draw attention to a particular part of your image. Like here, I mean, without the black and white, this is nice. Yes, the artwork of the boy on that wall stands out, but when you turn it to black and white, it really pops. And then the drama in the clouds and the bird flying across really just adds a lot more drama to the image. So that's basically it. And now that we're done, all I need to do is export these images. So I need to select all. Okay, export 10 images. I choose a folder. I'm going to choose the same folder where the original images were. I'll create a new folder called edits, and then I click export. The images are exporting right now. And so basically that's the workflow. So I just want to show you how I import images that you take with the camera and bring them into the software like Capture One. And I hope that you're able to just see how easy it is to, you know, edit the images and create something special like black and white images, right? So images don't have to be boring. In another video, I'll show you some other type of editing workflow, maybe not black and white, but maybe just trying to work with certain images and try to show you other capabilities or other things that you can try when you're editing photos. Well, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you learned something. I hope you go out there, pick up your camera, take some images, try software like Capture One or if any other editing software, and let me see what you come up with. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.